was coming. I said it was going to happen. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm back. It's a new year and change is in the air. Welcome back, my friends. I hope you have all had a wonderful holiday and a great new year so far. We're back into the normal swing of things. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for continuing to support me and for joining me today, whether you're joining me live or if you're, watching a replay, totally fine. I really appreciate everybody being here with me. And I had to start with this today. This is something I got for Christmas from my sister. She is one of my many supporters, and she found this because she is a shopper extraordinaire. She found this, and this was one of my Christmas gifts. And when I got this, let me tell you something, that flame just started to go, and I'm just like, I got to get back at it. I just miss it. I missed you guys. So we are going to get started. And while we start, I'm going to put my pillow to the side here. We are going to remind you that I am not a doctor. I am not a professional physician in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I am none of those things. I am just a normal, everyday person who has the want and the need to try to help others with self-help topics of things I've gone through in my life, some things I know that have helped me, some things I know that you've been struggling with. And that's what I want to start out today with, a challenge for you in this new year as we begin to talk about changes and the challenges along with it. This year, I want to challenge you while you're watching my live streams. I talk about things from my life and I relate it to, the research I've done and the topics I discuss. But what I'd like you to do is while I'm talking about these things, I want you to think about your life. I want you to think about things in your life that may have happened or that may be coming up. And if my topic can help you put your life into what I'm saying, put your life into what you feel might help you make a difference or help get through things. So really focus on you. I'm here for you. I'm here to talk about things to help us because you know what we say, we can do this together. We're doing it, and we're going to start it right. So I thought, what better topic than to start with change in a new year? There's a lot of changes going on in my life. I'm sure there is in yours too. So let's get at it. Let's talk about change. What is this thing change here? Subscribe and save, please. And I would love if you would also ask other people to join as well. I would love to get my viewership up. And I have such a great viewership now. You guys are all amazing. So please remember to subscribe and hit that like button below. So what is change? What is this thing called change? We're being bombarded with it all day long, right? I mean, let's face it. The only constant we feel like we have in our life right now is change. We all do. And a lot of these changes are out of our control. There's two different types of changes. There can be planned changes and there can be unplanned changes. There can be good ones and there can be bad ones. But either way, no matter what type they are, change is something that we must face one way or the other. So how the heck do we do it? How do we meet it head on? How do we face to face, look it in the face? How do we deal with it? So let's face it. I mean, it's stressful. Change is stressful, whether it's planned, unplanned, good or bad, it doesn't matter. But here's the key. And this is one thing I want you to keep in mind while we're talking about this today. No matter what type of change it is, it's an opportunity. It's a new opportunity for us. We may not know what it is yet, but it is an opportunity. So let's take a look at some of the strategies and some things we can use in order to help ourselves get through all kinds of changes. So the first thing we need to do before we even look at any of the strategies is, what type of a person are we? And we need to be honest with ourselves about this. Are you someone who is very resilient? to change? Is that one of your strengths? Do you just kind of roll with the punches and, you just get through it and everything's okay and life goes on? Or are you someone who really struggles, with change? That's me. That's me. I admit it's me. Maybe it's you too. You're not alone. Believe me, you're not alone. So you need to really figure out first, what are you? Or which type of a person are you? But either way, these strategies can help you no matter what type of a person you are. You may just need to adjust them based on that trait that you have. So let's get into it here. First one, prepare yourself for change. Now, I know there's unexpected changes too, but hear me out. We need to be proactive. And how hard is it in our lives right now to be proactive? But being proactive will allow us to help expect the unexpected. And we also need to look at any upcoming events in our lives too. If we know there's events that's coming or that we may think might happen, there might not be a guarantee, but they might be happening. There are some things we can do, and there's things that we've talked about before. Create a checklist, write things down, put it down on paper so that you can actually see it, look at it, focus on it. If it's a type of situation where it may involve your employment, financial, try to save some money. I know it's tough. But I'm telling you, even those pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters you save on the side, they do add up. It just takes time, but you can do it. If it's about your career, that's me right now. Talk to a professional who can help you with some type of career planning, to help get you focused. What are you going to do in the event of an emergency? Now, I'm not talking about a catastrophic emergency. We all are bombarded with all kinds of things to do with that, but I'm talking about family emergencies, car emergencies, home emergencies, all types of different emergencies. And make conscious choices about what you want to change in your life based on these changes that are occurring. And if you initiate change, let's face it, if you initiate the change, you feel like you're in control because you did it. You know what's coming. But the unexpected ones, not so much. The unexpected ones are kind of the ones where they can leave you scared, conflicted, unsure, uneasy. But we have to remember that we cannot keep any emotions that we have bottled up inside. Whether it's good or bad stress, when you leave it bottled up inside, we know what happens, right? In the end, you can become a powder keg and it just kind of goes, right? At one time. So it can make you worse in the long term. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to make it worse. We want to make it better. We want to help ourselves. So what's one thing we can do to do that? Okay. Changing how you think. Now, this is big. This is the main one for me. I have been doing this and learning this for many years. And it's something that is learned. It's something you learn by repeating it, doing it over and over again. And I'm not there yet, but I have learned that it is something very powerful that we can use to help us in times when we're unsure and kind of feeling, uneasy about things. Changing the way you think needs to be a cognitive action. And I found a term that's actually pretty cool. I'd never heard it before I did my research here, but it's called cognitive reframing. And what it is, it's when you change your perspective of a situation. I know, right? It's major. That's major. And it's difficult because when our emotions get control of us, it's very hard to see things clearly. I know I do it when I'm suffering any type of like an extreme emotion. It's very hard to see things clearly and what they honestly and truly are. And those are the times where I usually reach out to someone else to help me be a lot more realistic about something. We need to focus on what our strengths are and our abilities to adapt. A lot of times we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we can do because our emotions have us so entangled about what just happened, this moment. we tend to forget that. It gets lost in all the muddle. But this is something that we can do anytime that we find ourselves where we're caught in a pattern of this negative thinking. So some of these questions that we need to ask ourselves is, we need to take a step back, really get in touch. I mean, this is going to take a lot of honesty. I mean, you got to be really honest with yourself. That's tough, but there's some tough love you need to do with yourself here. Are you seeing things clearly for what they are? And if you're not, that second someone else, that other voice, that other set of eyes, it's something that I do a lot, is get another set of eyes on something. If I'm not sure, if I'm feeling something and I'm saying, wait, is this really real? You need to be realistic. Make sure you're looking at something realistic, and support yourself. We talk about being kind to yourself. When these things happen, we tend to be hard on ourselves. Give yourself some love, kindness. Many, many times we don't do that. And that's not fair. We owe it to ourselves. Look at what all of us are going through right now. We deserve it. We deserve to put that in front of us and say, you know what? Stop it. You can do this. We got this, right? So, one thing that can help, along with being honest about ourselves and working with changing our perspective of the way we're seeing things, try to maintain your regular, everyday tasks, your routine. Keep it as normal as much as possible. It may not be 100% possible, but give yourself some sense of structure in your life. Doing little simple things, that can really help your sense of predictability. Some of the things, that they offer, you can do it to help is, walk around a little bit. If you're an office worker like me, get out of your seat and walk around. I got my Fitbit going on here. I have an alarm on where if it goes off, I try really hard just to get up, go get a drink of water, just walk around a little bit. And eat right. I know that I'm not one, but I know a lot of people are emotional eaters. Do eat right. Don't let the potato chips, the cupcakes, the pies, don't let them consume you because they're not going to help. And once again, I don't have experience with this because I have never been one to do that, but I know people are out there that really struggle with that. Be kind to yourself, eat healthy, eat healthier things, get sleep. And I know that's a hard one for me because it's really hard to stop your mind from continuing to think and think and think and stop it. But you can do this though. That cognitive control that we're talking about here. Set goals that are realistic for yourself. Don't set yourself up for failure. You deserve a lot better than that. We all do. You know what you can do. You have it in you. Realize that. Use it. Do it. You can do this. And by all means, try to find a way to relax. And, there's all kinds of techniques and special things out there, but you don't have to do something special or look into something new. I know like yoga or, meditation or something like that. There are very simple things you can do. If it's very much turning off the television, shutting off your laptop, sit down, read a book, have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, just do some regular breathing. Try to think of positive things, summertime things, because right now, if you live anywhere on the East Coast or, wherever, we got 1 to 3 inches outside. And right now it's snowing a little bit still, but hey, it's, Pennsylvania, what are you going to do? We're used to it. We don't even think twice about it. But think about times, the warm times, if that makes you happy, like being at the ocean and getting some sun or, having that umbrella drink in your hand, take yourself somewhere where you take yourself out of the moment, relax yourself, that can help a lot. Now, this next one, I'm going to give a little bit of disclaimer on one of them, and I'll tell you why, but not on the first one, though. The first one, the whole thing is find social support. Now, since we're creatures of habit, we tend to look for moments of comfort because that's what our norm is. You know, when change comes into it so quickly and that balance goes out, you know, sometimes that social support is very important. Now, the obvious ones, you know, that we've talked about is emotional support. And that can come, you know, from your doctor or therapists or friends or family or whoever it may be. You know, definitely reach out. That can definitely be a sense of comfort for you. And a support system. You know, surround yourself with a support system. But I do want to give a warning on this one. This is my disclaimer on this one. One of the things that some of the sites recommend or they offer is reaching out to social media and like Facebook and all those things. I am personally not recommending that, and here's why. I think it can be great. It can be a great tool. I'm not saying it can't be, but you have to be very careful with it and be very discriminatory about it, especially if you're feeling very intense about a situation and a change or a challenge that's going on in your life. I don't recommend that as a place to reach out to. When you're feeling that type of a situation, you really want to keep your information. Now, if you want to research on the internet, there's nothing wrong with that because that's what I do. You know, I do a lot of reading and a lot of research on topics, but you have to take some of those things. You have to remember that that is a writer. That is somebody who may be a doctor, but they may not be either. They may just be a writer and they're just giving their opinion. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it, just take it at face value. If you really want to get in depth about it, it can be a good start, but I don't recommend reaching out to that for your support. I recommend you can get information from it, but take it to the professionals, take it to friends, take it to family, you know, keep it there, keep it with the people that you trust and they trust you and you believe in each other. Point taken. And say if you need physical help, you know, if that's what the change has been, you know, reach out to someone to ask for it. You know, maybe you fell and you need someone to bring you meals, or you know, in our case, it's snowing. Maybe you need to ask a neighbor to clean out your driveway of the snow, which we just had done today, which we really appreciate. So we have to remember too, people, all of us, we're engulfed in our lives. We're all overwhelmed. We're all tired. You know, sometimes they can't read how we feel. They're not mind readers. You know, they're distracted. I'm distracted. You know, we all are. So don't come down on your friends or family or anybody else for missing a feeling or that you think you're showing. They're not going to know. Swallow your pride. For goodness sake, swallow your pride. Ask for help. Ask for help. Now, before I go on, got a couple comments up here. We'll address these real quick. And of course, you all know Mark. Mark has been online since the beginning. He is my babe. He is my guy, and he's healing wonderfully. He had surgery. He had a rotator cuff replaced, and he's doing awesome, healing wonderfully. Good for you, baby. Glad you're back. Love the pillow. Okay, I know, right? Right. Isn't this cool? Yay. Gotta love it. We got this. Okay. And I have a viewer now who made a comment that I referred to. I haven't referred to yet, but I'm going to mention that one of the good things that happened to me in the past couple months was I had a loss in my life of a friend, very close friend, and not by death, but I will not say what the issue was. But I had a wonderful friend come back into my life. She was my best friend when I was in my younger life, in my teens and my 20s, and I had no idea until maybe 2 months ago, recently, that she was watching my streams. Now, she wasn't what I don't know if she was watching them live, but we hooked up on Facebook, and I'm overwhelmed that she's watching live today. I'm going to bring her up. This is Rachel. She was my best friend in my younger years. And of course, we went our separate ways. She lives in a different location in Pennsylvania. Um, and our lives took very different turns, as life does. Um, but my heart is now so much fuller, because that piece of my life that I lost for a while is now not missing anymore. Rachel, thank you for being here today. I miss you, and I hope you're having a great day today. And I'm glad you like the topic, and we're going to keep rolling with it. So let's continue on with this challenge, shall we? All right. One of the things we also talk about, and I've mentioned already, is caring for yourself. Take time. I know we don't have time, but take time to take care of both your physical and your mental needs. Changes and challenges can be very draining. Please, please, please restore some of the sense of equilibrium in your life. Take the time to get those pieces back together and find some sense of calmness and peace in the eye of the storm. And sometimes change can be that. So overall, why is coping with change not easy? Okay, and it's because there's adjustments to our normal life, right? Since we're these characters of habit, when that normalcy is interrupted, you're thrown out of that comfort zone, and none of us like that. We don't like having that balance off. But and during these times, that stress comes on, and we all got those feelings of stress. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, it does not matter. We feel the anxiety. We feel the depression or the sadness, or we're just irritable, or we just can't sleep, or, whatever it might be. We have all of these different things that can be going on. I know the upset stomach thing. That's one of the ones I get. Trouble concentrating is another one. We need to have some of these strategies to become more resilient, especially for someone like me who I don't feel is that resilient. I'm working in that direction, but I'm definitely a work in progress, and maybe you are too. But we need to use these strategies, especially the cognitive one, to not let things take charge of our thoughts. We need to take charge of our thoughts. And if we need that other voice of common sense to look at it realistically, do it. And if you need that help, talk. I cannot say that enough, because that's what I'm doing here. I'm talking. I am reaching out to you. I'm opening up to you. And I want you to learn to open up as well, because that is very important. Therapy, talking, getting it out. And you may even need to be medicated. I'm not saying that you will, but your doctor will be able to tell you if a medication can help you. Medications can be a temporary thing if it's a temporary change. I know tons of people who have gotten medical help in that respect, and they're not on it anymore because they've made it through. Life goes on, and things are much better now. So reach out. So here we go. That's what it's all about. Change. And it's bombarding us everywhere. You can't control it, but you can manage and control how you react to it. You have the tools, you have strategies, and you have things you can do during these transitions to take care of yourself, to take care of your health, both physically and mentally. Keep that routine. Find calmness. Find that peace. You will get through it. You will get through change, good or bad. Keep those emotions in check. And always remember, you're never alone. I've mentioned on this channel, I'm a Christian. I have been my whole life. And I have that has also been a major help in my life that I reach out to on a daily basis. Now, you may not have that. Maybe there is something else that you have that you find comfort in, and that can have you reach that sense of calmness. By all means, as long as it's not illegal and as long as it's safe, do what you can to help yourself. I mean, hey, we're doing it here together, right? And that's what I'm here to do. That's what we're here together to do. So, in ending today, here we are. I once again would like to remind you to subscribe and save and like, hit the like button down below, that little thumbs up. I love seeing those things. And like I said, I want to challenge you. Moving into 2025 and doing my live streams, I want you to put my words into your life, whether it's the past, present, or future that you think might be happening. Put these topics into your life. See where they'll fit in to help you, to help your family. That's what this is all about. Next week's topic. So I always give my teaser. This is my teaser for this week. Yeah, I'm so excited because this is the first time I'm kind of doing this. I've never really cognitively done this before with my previous live streams, but I am kind of doing a part 1 of 2 this week. So for part 1, I'm doing change and challenge. So next week, my topic is going to be reinventing yourself. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now in my life. So with change comes reinvention. Part 1 of 2. Next week is part 2 of 2. And I'm really excited to talk about the topic next week as well. These are very big topics for me. I'm really excited. I am so happy to be back. I'm so excited. You guys have continued to support me. I am so happy if you're watching me live. Thank you so much. You're the reason I do this. You're the reason I keep going. And I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart. So, in moving into my ending, as we always do, we always say, let me get my pillow. We can do this. We got this. I can, and I will. You can too. I know you can. Because I believe in you. Believe in yourself. You're amazing. You have potential. And you're going to be great. I know you will. So until next time, my friends, thank you again. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay warm, especially if you're in East Coast. Have a great week next week and be ready for talking about how we can reinvent ourselves. Take care. God bless. And until next time, bye-bye.